Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Retailistic. My name is Adeline Devers, and I'm the Digital Content Manager here at Coresight Research. And today I'll be joined by John Harmon, Managing Director of Retail and Technology. John, great to have you on.
Hi, Adeline. It's a pleasure to be back here with everyone again.
We're happy to have you. And on today's episode, John and I will be going through a rapid fire Q&A around none other than the Metaverse. For those of you who don't know, here at Coresight Research, we regularly publish research around the Metaverse. And our most recent report is titled, "The Metaverse is Not Dead, Defying the Rumors of Its Demise." So with that, John, my first question for you, is the Metaverse dead? Why or why not?
No, we think the metaverse is not dead. We think the metaverse is in the early stages of a 10 to 20 year technology expansion.
Okay. And why do other people think the metaverse might be dead?
Well, we just passed the first stage in the hype cycle of the metaverse with prices for NFTs, for digital real estate going to the moon, and we also saw a huge surge in interest in the metaverse.
Okay. And let's take a step back for a second. What is the metaverse?
The metaverse is a lot of things. It's a virtual world that creators can create their own universe, new planets, new realities. It does rely on digital goods like NFTs, digital real estate, and cryptocurrencies. But in contrast to today's internet, which the technology platforms own the content on, the metaverse will be creator focused where people can create and own their own content.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit more about the state of the metaverse today?
Right, like I mentioned, I mean, the metaverse is in its early stages. There are a lot of technologies that need to be developed to make the metaverse work. Prices for visors or devices you access the metaverse need to come down. And a lot of the infrastructure needs to be developed. For example, if you buy a sweater on Roblox, how do you take it to Decentraland with you? If you need to return that digital sweater, how does it happen? There are a lot of details that still need to be worked out.
Right. And you mentioned a couple of these earlier in your answer, but what would you say is the outlook for cryptocurrencies, NFTs, virtual worlds?
Cryptocurrencies continue to remain interesting. We've seen wide swings in the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Ethereum is a major currency in the metaverse, but as yet, consumers aren't using cryptocurrencies every day. There's a lot of details that have to be worked out, and we saw the crypto winter where a lot of financial services firms dealing in crypto went out of business. NFTs also saw just a huge surge in demand and speculation. A lot of people bought NFTs hoping the value would increase. And again, like I said, there are a lot of details that have to be worked out. If you buy an NFT, how do you sell it? How do you return it? How do you handle it if you buy the wrong NFT? I think there are a lot of places for NFTs to accompany physical goods or to accompany data, but that's also in the early stages.
In virtual worlds?
Virtual world, same thing. There was a huge gold rush to buy property, especially in areas adjacent to what celebrities had built up. But I think that's going to be one of the most interesting facets of the metaverse for people, where people can create their own planet. They can create a Star Wars planet or a medieval England planet. Really, that's going to benefit hugely from human imagination, which has no limits.
Okay. And shifting here just a little, what's going on with Meta?
Meta is going through some changes, right? I mean, originally Facebook, they changed the name of the company to show their devotion to the metaverse. Their CEO, Mark Zuckerberg himself, said it would take, this is a 10-year process. More recently, though, they've been talking more about AI, like everyone is in technology.
And what about Quest 2, Quest 3?
Well, Meta's announced that the highly anticipated Quest 3 visor is coming on out this fall. Price is going to be about $500. There are a lot of benefits, faster chips. It's going to be slimmer than the Quest 2. And at the same time, Meta is lowering the price of the Quest 2 to $300 from 400 where it had raised the price previously.
Okay, let's talk about Apple. What do you think about the Apple Vision Pro?
Apple really still hasn't shown all its cards yet. It did demonstrate the Vision Pro at its developer conference this year. The price for that visor is $3,500, so it's not for everyone. And Apple recently released the software for developers to develop on it. I think what's important about Apple is it happens again and again with Apple that Apple introduces a product that's probably on the expensive side, and an army of people come to copy it. So I think this is really good for the metaverse sector. What Apple showed that it can do, the copycats are going to rush in and they're going to innovate and come up with very good products at lower price points.
And what is the outlook for the metaverse in general?
It's going to take some time. I mean, certainly for early adopters, Gen Z really has embraced the metaverse more. Um, there are a lot of things to do. You can get the headsets, you can explore worlds, you can buy NFTs or buy virtual real estate. But a lot of this infrastructure, I call it plumbing, needs to be put in place. Um, and that's going to take some time. But there is an army of people working on solving these problems and making the metaverse more accessible for the rest of us. With 7 billion people in the world, having a visor for $400 is not going to suit the majority of people in the world. I think my personal opinion um, is the smartphone is the gateway to the metaverse due to its ubiquity and low price. You can get a smartphone for under $100 these days. I think that's probably where the metaverse needs to go to generate widespread use and acceptance.
Okay. And on that same thread, when will the metaverse be commonplace?
Yeah, like I said, ask me again in 5 years. We're going to see, steady progress towards making the metaverse more usable and more accessible over time.
What do you think are the metaverse growth drivers?
I think it is the technology. The technology is really compelling to be able to virtually travel to a brand new place, have experiences that aren't limited by the laws of gravity and the laws of science. I think it's experience. Certainly, the pandemic has made people more introverted and people are more interested in staying at home and experiencing things at home. So I think it's a combination of those two factors. Also, we have generations who spend a great deal of their time playing video games and are really used to living in virtual worlds and playing games and interacting there.
And how can we make the metaverse accessible to all?
I think they need to make it cheaper to get there, again, going through phones. But also, content is king. They really need to improve the content. There are a lot of tools like um, generative AI that can be used to create landscapes, videos, and graphics, quickly and easily. And there really need to be a lot of tools to help developers create their universes faster and more easily. I think it's a really good thing for the metaverse that we're past the hype stage, and now software developers and hardware developers can get to work to make the metaverse more usable, to make it cheaper to access, and to make the experiences better. So I think we're in a good phase where this infrastructure is being developed that will help people buy things on the metaverse, sell things on the metaverse, exchange things on the metaverse, and make commerce on the metaverse and the experience really more like what it is in real life today.
John, thanks so much for joining us this week for a short but sweet episode. For more research around the metaverse, head to Coresight.com. If you're on LinkedIn, be sure to follow Retailistic and Coresight Research. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe on your streaming service of choice. We'll see you next week.